What's up? Listen, man, I gotta tell you, there's something that I realized, and I've realized many times, but it just hit me hard lately that you need to do something to figure out this life. You need to do something to make this thing worth living. You see, life goes pretty fast. I mean, it goes slow on the one hand, but it goes fast on the other. I'm 40 years old, and I feel like, in a way, I've been waiting for a long time for something to happen, for someone to come along, for some book or whatever to help me get a grip on things, right? And as I'm getting older, and people around me are getting older, people are dying, people are getting sick, the one thing that I notice is that I'm still one of the few people that I know that is actually thinking about what's going on, what is this life, how do we deal with it, how do we get the most out of it, right? How do we get serious when it's time to get serious, and how do we have fun when it's best to have fun, and how to know the difference. And what you realize, if you look at the world, is that everyone gets sucked along in some sort of thing, right? Whether it be their friends, whether it be career, whether it be watching every show ever released on Netflix, I don't know. But the thing is that we get distracted from day one. And that's fine in a way, but it's dangerous if you don't realize that just because no one offered you something doesn't mean it's not valuable. And I would go so far to say that the most valuable things are the things that in this world we have very little attention for. In fact, I think we've reversed the whole thing. We have a lot of attention for things that are completely superfluous, that have no meaning whatsoever. I wonder how many people that die in their last few seconds as they feel death creeping up and they realize it's for real, that they think to themselves, I wasted my whole life, right? And of course you would think, well, they'll probably think about the people they didn't spend time with, or maybe their friends or their children or whatever, right? The love is the thing that binds us. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not going into love right now, whether or not it is worth your time. What I'm talking about is you. It's about waking up. It's about finding a way to approach this experience. You see, there's a lot that we don't know and that we can't know, and that's fine, right? We don't need all the knowledge to make the best decisions. What we need is a sense of direction, a sense of context, a sense of what's going on here, and what do I want to do with what's going on here. And if that is, I don't know what's going on here, then I think your attention should be on trying to figure out what's going on here, at least for yourself. And that's just not happening right now. It's not happening ever. It's not what the most people are interested in. But this life, man, it goes fast. It goes by, and it has a lot of layers. And those layers can be very interesting. They could add a lot to your life when it comes to yourself, when it comes to understanding things, when it comes to practicing things, getting control of the thing that you are. Yeah, I would say the whole idea behind this is that I just don't get where people are paying their attention to. I don't understand what we've made important in this life and what we haven't made important. And it's not new, right? I've been wondering about that since I was 10 probably. It still amazes me when I find a book in philosophy or some other field that is sometimes decades or centuries old, that talks about things that to me seem so relevant. And when I finish reading that book, usually what I do is just go to my friends or my parents or other people and just why didn't you guys tell me this book existed? And of course, most of them don't know the book exists because they don't have any interest in that. And that's fine, right? You don't need to have... I mean, it's an interesting thing, and that's why I wanted to make this movie anyway, to highlight that this world is crazy in a way. And everyone's free to do with it what they please. But a lot of people don't seem to realize that they actually have that choice to make. And everyone has to find his own place. Everyone has to figure out how to deal with it. And not everyone has to get extremely serious, right? I would say getting serious enough in order to become your own person, in order to develop to a level where you are able to see and use your own potential, right? That would be a nice place to be at. A place where you could control at least some of your basic emotions. Have some sort of feeling of ease within you, right? That would be nice. Or maybe it wouldn't be nice, right? Maybe it would be nice if you were rich. If you had a car in front of your house that looked very pretty. Maybe that would be nice. I think it's something you have to decide for yourself. But realize that you're surrounded by children. You live in a world where 98, 99% of the people don't have their own ideas about what's going on here or what you should be doing with it. And it's dangerous to follow those people blindly. I think it's dangerous to follow anyone. Really. Where are they going? Why are they going there? And why would that apply to you? Find their intention, find their approach, find their context, right? Try to figure out why it is they do what they do, and then maybe you want to go there too. But then go there, don't follow them. Travel along with people, right? And so, for me, this year, 2018, I've decided I'm going to make some more movies than I usually do. Because I think that it's not a lack of information, a lack of knowledge, a lack of resources, right? If you really want to get a grip on this thing, there's plenty. But I think the problem is that people don't even get told that part of the experience. They don't even know that that's available. They truly think that having people follow you on social media or having views on YouTube or Instagram or having money, having success, whatever that means, that means anything, that stands for anything, that will give them anything. Now, whether or not that is true is not the point. The point is that next to that, there are other experiences as well. And there's experiences available to you that have been available to mankind for millennia, and that we have shared with each other through those millennia. And the focus on technology and the focus on the current new thing, it's fun. It's fun to do, right? It's fun to go along with the new thing. It's new, it's exciting, it's interesting. But there should be a core to what we're doing, right? If YouTube existed for 2,000 years, there would be videos made 2,000 years that were still relevant. Maybe they would be the most relevant because they survived all those years, right? You see, one thing I see is that the amount of books that are being put out right now makes it impossible to find the right book. It makes it impossible to find the signal because the noise is huge. If you look back 2,000 years and you go looking for what books remain, then I would venture to say that those are probably pretty relevant books, that are books that are worth keeping around, right? And I know I'm adding to this whole thing, right? Another 10 minutes on YouTube, another 20 minutes on YouTube added. Hopefully someone will find it, right? But that's just the way it is, man. And I'm thinking about how to deal with that for YouTube or Google, whatever. The reason I'm talking about this is I just realized that it's getting harder and harder to find things, right? The amount of content is getting increased exponentially. But Google's first page is still Google's first page, you know what I'm saying? And I noticed that with Google and YouTube, they're paying way more attention, or they're giving. I got to check how long this thing has been going, because otherwise I have to re-record. No, I think we're still good. You see, and the thing is that they're adding recency. How do you say it? Recent? The recentness. They're adding that as something that adds to the weight, right? So the younger it is, the more weight it has. Which, if you're looking for current events, is fine. But then make it an option in the search tab that you say, no, I'm not looking for information in general. I'm looking for current events. I'm looking for new information. Right? I have it sometimes when I want to know that something happened there. Then I can type the company and I just want to see what news came out of them or about them in the last 2 months. But for most things that I'm looking for, I just want to know what's going on. I want to know what's right? How does something work? What is it? So the newness of the information is completely irrelevant. And as we're all using and reusing the same terms and words, a lot is being drowned out. And in that way, we are getting caught in this bubble, the newness bubble, where everything you find on the internet is recent. And if it's not recent, it's not relevant. Now, do you want to really get caught up in that game, where the amount of impulses increase, and in essence, right, you have only so much impression that you can have in a day. So it's either qualitative or quantitative, right? Deep impressions, a few, or a lot of really small impressions. You can't have a lot of deep impressions all day because you don't know what to do with them. So we're getting to the point where we're just constantly being fed new little impulses of really irrelevant things that occupy our day. That's a waste, man. It's a waste. It's a waste. It's a beautiful waste, but a waste nonetheless. No, the thing is, man, I just think you gotta do something about that shit, right? And what you need to understand is that this is your life. And the people out there, the people around you, they're probably crazy. And that's fine, because you're crazy too. But you need to be your own kind of crazy, okay? You need to figure out how crazy you really are, or how crazy you really want to be. And what you want to be crazy about. Because there's no one caring for you as much as you. Alright? And I hope you felt this video was worth the wait, right? You waited a year for this motherfucker. And this is what came out. I'm sorry.